to the channel. Welcome back to the Cup Chasers podcast. Round 2 of the Summer Bracket Challenge is well underway, and we've got plenty more matchups coming for you. But first, go ahead and hit the like button on the video, subscribe to the channel, get that notification bell on so you know when the rest of the Bracket Challenge series drops. To the next matchup, it's Mo Salah versus Dani Alves.
What is it with all the former Chelsea players that never played?
They seem to be doing well in this bracket.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know about this one because I got Dani Alves.
He's won it all.
He's a winner. There ain't
Literally won it all.
Yeah, I mean,
doesn't he have like the most trophies of all players or something like that?
I still think he does.
The
still
only
have
thing he's missing is a World Cup, right?
It's the one thing he doesn't have. Yeah, it's the only trophy. But I mean, and it's a shame that he doesn't have one of those. But yeah, I mean, to have that kind of longevity in that Barca team, you know. And he was still starting for Barca whenever that team was gone, whenever it was completely disassembled, you know. So, but it's Salah, but it's Mo Salah, man. It's you know, he's a champion as well. They didn't. What did they do in the Club World Cup?
I don't think they won it. They win it
after they won the Champions League. They played in one, right?
Yeah, you get in one.
Or is it the one that's coming up that they're about to play in?
They did win it. They did win it.
They did win?
Yeah, they did win it.
Yeah, so Salah's won pretty much everything in club soccer as well. Not as many times. He doesn't have 19 Copa del Reys, you know, but you know, he's all the major honors he got through them once.
So, do we know that Dani Alves is actually in prison right now?
What?
Yeah.
In prison?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He was arrested and has remained in custody without bail on charges of sexual assault.
Oh, my goodness.
But he is still in prison and let's see.
I was going to pick him until this.
He hasn't completed his trial. It's supposed to be in October or November of this year.
Where is he?
He's in Barcelona.
Is he in Spain? Okay.
Yeah, he's in Spain.
Yeah, that's a shame.
It is a shame. There's a shame. But so let's talk stats because all right. My man played a ton of games. That's all I can say. It looks like he played 910 games in his career, 67 goals. But it was so much more than that. He is one of the few, when it came to that Barcelona starting lineup, you knew who's always going to be there. Along with Messi, he was always going to be there. Who else? The Mo Salah?
Mo Salah.
There was a time where Mo Salah could be considered best in the world and could have won a Ballon d'Or. He didn't win one, right? I don't think he has. Yeah, I think he came close. I think he finished like top 3 one year. Yeah. You know, I'm gonna have to go with Alves. I think it just, even with this horrible news of his out of soccer world, talk about the player himself. There's no competition when it comes to him, pretty much.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I feel like just the sheer longevity and enormity, the amount of trophies he's won, the amount of games he's played, the consistency for so many years to be in that team. And then when you look at Mo Salah, you know, he had like a 4-year period where he was epic, culminating in the league and the Champions League victories, and he's definitely, the last couple of seasons he's dropped off by his own standard that he set himself. He's dropped off a bit, and Danny Alves never really did that, never really dropped it off. So I'm gonna have to go Alves as well. All right, Patrick, apologies are in order for this next matchup. It is Mr. Headbutt himself, Zinedine Zidane, versus your boy, Frankie Lampard.
Oh.
Well, it was nice. It was nice while it lasted.
Lampard had a good run, eh?
You already know my vote.
I can hear Xavier. I can hear Xavier screaming.
Yeah, Frank is a one-year City legend, so I do have respect for him, but that's not enough.
Once a blue, always a blue, huh?
It's a blue, always a blue.
But he ain't Zizou.
No, he's not. I mean, well, what Frank did for the club, notwithstanding as manager. But Zidane was an alien almost. Like, I mean, truthfully, again, I go back to that World Cup against Brazil in the semifinals. I just.
Are you talking about the '98 final?
No, the semifinals. With 2006, I think it was, where they lost to Italy in the final.
Yeah, that's the final. That was a quarterfinal actually, where
Oh, it was a quarter.
scored the corner kick.
I thought it was the Sydney.
Whatever.
Oh, okay.
Whichever
Anyway,
matter. Yeah.
I go back to just how he just did circles around Brazil. I mean,
The real question, could Zinedine Zidane have won on a rainy night at Stoke?
Hell yeah, he could have.
I think he could have, and he probably would have scored at least a brace. But I think that should be the caveat for everybody. Can you win on a rainy Tuesday night at Stoke?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's Zidane. I mean,
it's definitely.
You mentioned his manager career, and it makes the gap even bigger because he was a better manager than Frank too.
Hey, the jury's still out on that. Give Super Frankie Lampard some time to.
No, sir. No, we're not going to compare that
No.
Zidane into Real Madrid with all the pressure in the world with some of the greatest players, maybe the 1A, 1B player in the world, and won every time. He left, came back, and won again.
All right, fair enough. You've convinced me. You've dragged me through the mud and convinced me. It was so difficult to do. No, I definitely still have a ton of respect for Lampard, of course, and I've got a soft spot for him just because of how much X loves him, and of course how much Patrick loves him. So, definitely, and you got to be a fan. Just as a fan of the game, he was a absolute legend for England, for Chelsea. Whether you like Chelsea or don't, they definitely, he definitely one of those unique players, a loyal servant to the club, and you can tell he's still got the love for the club, despite playing for City for a season.
And scoring against Chelsea for City.
Yeah. Well, at least he didn't celebrate. But at the end of the day, it's there's the names that get in the team ahead of Zidane. That list is tiny.
Very tiny.
That list has 2 names on it, maybe another one, maybe. Yeah, so definitely think Zidane's going to take this one. Moving on to the next round. And we're going to call it a night here for now on the bracket challenge. But go ahead and remember to get the votes in. Bracket's going to be on Instagram stories. It's going to be on Facebook, also on Twitter. So get the votes in where
it's no longer Twitter. It's no longer Twitter. It's X. To be determined.
Whatever. X's name.
X, you should make a claim on that
You're
Because
still an X.
he's
Yeah.
kind of
Well, I
stealing
thought
from
about making. I
some
thought
royalty.
about making an account. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah.
because if he got mad at Zuckerberg for copying
get
with
mad at him.
Threads,
I go
you
by X
can
all the
make a
time.
counter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go. If you think
Must.
X should go ahead and get some royalties from old Elon, go ahead and hit the likes on the channel. Subscribe to the channel as well and get that notification bell on. We'll be back real soon. Thanks for listening and have a good night.